Now, also today, the Prime Minister was busy opening up our chequebook, expanding childcare subsidies to every family earning less than $530,000 a year. The activity test has also been scrapped, meaning parents no longer need to be working to access the subsidy. Here's the PM.
We want to make sure that your decision isn't dictated to by where you live or what you do for a living. It's driven by one thing only: what you want for your child. This is the future we're working to build.
Let's bring in Liberal MP Zoe McKenzie, the member for Flinders, joining us from Victoria. Zoe, look, we all know people need and love childcare, but here goes another $1 billion, just another $1 billion from a surely reckless spending government with an inflation problem.
I don't know if you've noticed this, Chris, but every time the Prime Minister finds himself in deep political trouble, there's some kind of magical announcement that appears from a blue: urgent, urgent. So today it's childcare. In the immediate aftermath of the anniversary of October 7, where you may recall the PM made a complete hash of his comments about that anniversary. He had to rush in, save the NBN, public ownership legislation. This has become a bit of a pattern. He's got like a hot water shelf, grab something off the hot water shelf and quickly announce it. But again, you're right, it's the taxpayers' money. There has been an activity test that is there to make sure that people are going out, working, learning, have a subsidy for their childcare. I'm all in favour of assistance with childcare. It's really important. It's unrealistic to think that you can own a house in this country without having two incomes behind you. So childcare is important. But right now we're subsidising the wages end, we're subsidising the fees end, we're subsidising the fees end whether you're working or not. You've got to make hard decisions in government about the right way to spend people's money. This one, at this point in time, without some detail, doesn't pass the pub test.
So does that mean that the coalition would scrap this if it were to come to government? Is the $530,000 cut-off too high? And do you need a more stringent activity test?
I think my senior colleagues, Chris, have been very careful to say we look forward to seeing the further detail. At the moment, it's just a thought bubble from the Prime Minister in Brisbane, who's shoveling very hard to get away from the press of the last few days in his complete mishandling of the outrageous firebombing of a synagogue in Melbourne last week, and not to mention what happened in Wallara last night. He's desperate to change the topic. We will look at the detail when it comes, but at this point, the one thing I think you can say, based on our comments today, is that activity test is important to make sure the money is well targeted. 3 days of subsidised childcare, even if you're not working or looking to work or striving to get back into the work, at a time when the Australian economy is on its knees, our small businesses are going out of business at the rate of over 20,000 in the last year alone. Red tape is killing them. Industrial law changes are killing them. Increased interest rates, because most of my small businesses are backed by a home loan somewhere. They're paying an extra $26,000 a year and the rest just in interest payments. You've got to be careful about how you spend your money. And to give people 3 days without an activity test, let's see the detail, but on day one, it doesn't look good.
No, it looks like more pre-election vote buying, I'm afraid. Just what we don't need when there's an inflation problem and we want interest rates to come down. Thanks for joining us, Zoe. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris.